question, Eric, that I have is the one I'm sure everybody down the line is asking you tonight on the red carpet, and it's the obvious one. Tell us about the evacuation.
Okay, so there was a lot of stuff going into that evacuation that viewers did not get to see. I think a lot of it was shaped more like Erik had a mental breakdown, and that kind of wore on him, as opposed to the medical issues that were going on that didn't get shown. Basically, about halfway through the game, give or take, we were actually at the new Goda Beach, and I had scraped my leg on some rocks, and it was on my right leg, and it was a pretty big wound, and the Survivor medical team was looking at it, and they made sure to make sure you watch it, drink lots of water, we'll take care of it. It eventually healed over the course of a couple days, and I thought it was fine, so I just kind of forgot about it. I just didn't worry about it. When my brother came to visit later down the line, my brother's like looking me up and down, and he notices differences, like I'm skinnier or whatever, and he says, "Oh man, your leg, I'm pretty sure it's infected." And he takes a look at it, and it was very infected, and it was starting to get really bad. It had opened up again, it was starting to get really bad, and I talked to the doctors, and they said, just drink more water, get as much food as you can, but I mean, we had no food as it was, and it was just horrible, it just started to get really bad really quickly. Fast forward to the tribal council, in which Brenda went home. When I went into that tribal council, I started to get really dizzy. Okay, and that's kind of dizziness that you saw on the show at the finale. I started to get dizzy during that tribal council, and as I was sitting there, I was kind of maintaining, keep it together, keep it together. If I fall off my stool, they're gonna know something's up, and you might even get going. They might take you out now. It started to get really bad there. I was telling other people as well. When the vote came down to it at the end, I didn't know what was going on. I thought Sherri had been voted out. I thought that there were 7 votes instead of 6, and 4 of them were for Sherri. I could not tell what was happening. And there was a moment actually in that episode, if you go back and watch it, where I see Brenda and I wave to her smiling. And at that moment, I just saw Brenda. I didn't know that was her getting her torch snuffed. Okay, I just looked up and saw Brenda, and I just said, "Hi, Brenda. There's one of my friends out here." So I was totally out of it, but I was trying to keep it together, and I knew that if I could just make it through the tribal council, I wouldn't go home. We leave the tribal council, we walk away, and then that's when you see the scene at the finale where I fall down and I'm dizzy and my blood pressure started to drop and all that other stuff. The medical team was actually worried that if I went back to the beach like that and something more would happen without medical care, and something serious was going on, they couldn't take me fast enough via helicopter, via boat, out of there. I mean, the location is very remote. It was hard to get boats in there with the different tidal pools, so they said, you know what, it's better safe than sorry. We don't want you to die. You need to get pulled. The entire time, though, while that's going on, while I'm laying there and Jeff Probst is talking to me, I don't remember any of it. It's all very foggy, and I just see Eddie floats into my view. Jeff Probst is here. What's going on? And immediately afterwards, rush to the hospital, IVs, and lots of food.
So does it disappoint you that it looked like you had an emotional breakdown? How did you react to that?
Well, watching the episode just now, I was very displeased that they just didn't show enough of it. I literally took out maybe 2 minutes. I'm pretty sure Boston Rob got more airtime this season than I did, which was very, I don't know what's up with that. Boston Rob and Rudy Boesch both get more airtime than some of the people actually on the show, which I thought was a little strange. I just wish they would have shown more, because I think that was pretty interesting stuff. And I'm sure fans are going to say to me, dude, what the hell? Did you quit? Did you drop out? What happened? It's hard to explain that to the people that don't see it.
One thing that I noticed, and Cochran pointed it out, is Cochran in the show, that when you dug up that hidden immunity idol, you handed it right over to Andrea. What was that all about?
Okay, so I actually was thinking a couple different things about that. First of all, Andrea had found the clue. It was kind of her idol in a way, and people are saying, no, you could have taken it and run away. There were 2 things through my head. One was more idol etiquette kind of thing, where it said, you know what, you should give this to her. She found it. It was her clue. You wouldn't have found it without her help. So part of it was that. But the bigger thing really was that I've never wanted idols on this entire season. I never went to look for them. I didn't want them. They kind of had a reverse effect in my mind. I mean, if you even look back at Micronesia, whenever someone had an idol, it put more of a target on them, because you're playing with savvy players who want them gone. I mean, if I would have kept that idol with everybody knowing, I might as well have played it that night to keep it around. It actually didn't. It actually, in my eyes, it worked in my favor to give it away to her because people are like, dude, Erik's not playing the game. He doesn't care at all.
So would you play the game again?
Yeah, oh yeah, I would totally play a game again, and I'm telling everybody, like, there's no closure for me. I was medevac, so, like, what do you do with that? You weren't voted out. I'm pretty sure my strategy was working very well. It wasn't the most in-your-face strategy. I mean, it wasn't Boston Rob style, it wasn't Philip style, but it was a very good strategy, in my opinion.
All right, Erik, thank you so much. It was nice talking with you again.